Hello everybody, this is Glenda with aka GK Fralin, a friendly community, and you're welcome. Well, as we all have our bad days, this was not one of my best. I've been dealing with a sinus headache almost all day, and I've slept through most of it. I've taken just about everything in the drug cabinet. No, I'm kidding. I'm careful. But I did take a Benadryl, and it seems to finally be doing more good than anything else. Because I had tried Mucinex earlier, just made me more mucusy. I know it's supposed to be kind of an expectorant, but it's also supposed to kind of stop the mucus a little bit. But it's good. It just this one time, but I think my sinus headache turned into a migraine because I ate a really good supper, and then afterwards I started feeling sick. It wasn't the meal. The meal was fine. It was just me. It didn't. This is The Bluebirds by Henry David Thoreau. In the midst of the poplar that stands by our door, we planted a bluebird box. And we hoped, before the summer was o'er, a transient pair to coax. One warm summer's day the bluebirds came, and lighted on our tree. But at first the wanderers were not so tame, and they were afraid of me. They seemed to come from the distant south, just over the Walden wood, and they skimmed it along with open mouth, close by where the bellows stood. Warbling, they swept round the distant cliff, and they warbled it over the lea, and over the blacksmith's shop in a jiff. Did they come warbling to me? They came and sat on the box's top, without looking into the hole, and only from this side to that did they hop, as 'twere a common well-pole. Methinks I had never seen them before. Nor indeed had they seen me, till I chanced to stand by our back door, and they came to the poplar tree. In course of time they built their nest, and reared a happy brood, and every morning they piped their best as they flew away to the wood. Thus wore the summer hours away, to the bluebirds and to me, and every hour was a summer's day, so pleasantly lived we. They were a world within themselves, and I a world in me, up in the tree, the little elves. With their callow family, one morn the wind blowed cold and strong, and the leaves went whirling away. The birds prepared for their journey long, this raw and gusty day. Boreas came blustering down from the north, and ruffled their azure smocks. So they launched them forth through, though somewhat loath, by way of the old cliff rocks. Meanwhile the earth jogged steadily on, in her mantle of purest white, and anon another spring was born, when winter was vanished quite. And I wandered forth o'er the steamy earth, and gazed at the mellow sky, but never before from the hour of my birth had I wandered so thoughtfully. For never before was the earth so still, and never so mild was the sky. The rivers, the fields, the woods, and the hills seemed to heave an audible sigh. I felt the heavens were all around, and the earth was all below, as when in the ears there rushed a sound, which thrills you from top to toe. I dreamed that I was an awakening thought, and something I hardly knew, not a solid piece, not an empty knot, but a drop of morning dew. 'Twas the world, and I at game of bo peep, as a man would dodge his shadow, an idea becalmed in eternity's deep, 'tween Lima and Sagrado. Anon, a faintly warbled note from out the azure deep into my ears did gently float, as is the approach of sleep. It thrilled, but startled not my soul. Across my mind strange memories gleamed, as often distant scenes unroll, when we have lately dreamed that the bluebird had come from the distant south to his box in the poplar tree, and he opened wide his slender mouth on purpose to sing to me. And that was The Bluebirds by Henry David Thoreau. I thought that was kind of appropriate after all the Halloween stuff that we did. And we're heading through the fall toward the winter. The bluebirds have gone south. But in the spring, we'll see the sunny. We'll see things brighten up again, and the bluebirds will return. Basically, I think that's what his poem said, but in a much more eloquent way. So, I love you all. Remember to just keep spreading love. No matter how bad the world seems, as long as you have love in your heart, you can have some joy. So let's spread it around a bit. Okay, tomorrow's another day, and I will be back. So good night. Anyway, that's just a little bit of, I thought it was fitting, because we're going into winter, we're heading through the fall, the bluebird,